cutting, eating disorders, and a suicidal confession that will leave you speechless. Only we have Demi Lovato finally clearing up everything about her story. Hey guys, how are you? I'm Ryan Seacrest.
And I'm Juliana Rancic. Tonight, Ryan here goes one-on-one with the Disney star for her most brutally honest interview I have certainly ever seen. Ryan, was anything off limits?
Surprisingly, no. Demi faced all the questions head on and was very candid about her breakdown in a way we've never seen before, even revealing why she feared for her life.
I basically had a breakdown.
Demi Lovato isn't hiding from her painful past.
After years of struggling with an eating disorder and depression and cutting, I decided to go seek medical help.
And in an E! News exclusive, the 18-year-old is confronting it all.
How young were you when you started to have personal issues and eating disorders and the depression?
I was struggling with depression as early as 7 years old, and just like suicidal thoughts and things like that, which I knew was abnormal for a kid.
So you were living two lives, because on the outside you were this happy-go-lucky young star.
Right.
But behind closed doors, depressed.
Right. I mean, it was night and day. Like, on camera, I could totally turn it on. Guys, relax. We're all friends here.
It wasn't until last October that the TV star decided to get professional help.
I was fighting in my head, if I go into treatment, people are going to think that I'm like this troubled actress, you know, because that's rehab.
Right.
And I didn't want to be listed as one of those people. But then I remember thinking, oh, you've been suffering for years, and you got to put yourself first.
What was it that brought you to that decision?
I did some things that I regret to this day. There was a bunch leading up to it, emotionally and physically, that I was doing to myself.
One incident made headlines when a female backup dancer accused Demi of punching her. It was soon after the Disney star checked in to rehab.
Just looking back, I was unmedicated for so many years, and it led to so many problems, and which eventually led me to some of my biggest problems, which were anorexia and bulimia and cutting.
Who knew about it?
There was the occasional seeing my wrists from my co-stars or people that I worked with or my family. I would always go to the bathroom after dinner, and I wasn't going to continue to be alive if I, continued to treat my body the way that I was.
She was in treatment for 3 months, but now part of her therapy is talking about her problems with people who know what she's going through.
I was having dinner with another actress last night, and her name is Brittany Snow, and we were talking about how we've both struggled from issues and with eating and cutting, and one of the biggest things that we talked about was how thankful we are that we are proactive about it. You don't realize how many girls are suffering and nobody even knows, or nobody does anything about it because it's become the norm, or it's such taboo to talk about cutting and self-harm.
Through it all, Demi's fans have shown their love, literally.
There were fans that tattooed a heart on their wrist every day that I was in treatment until the day I got out. It was amazing. It was incredible, and that's honestly one of the things that got me through it.
Speaking of tattoos, I know you have symbolic tattoos.
Yes, I do.
Tell me about yours.
I wanted to cover some of the scars from before, and also because I wanted to remind myself every day, and it's on my hands when I when I wash my hands, when I brush my teeth, whatever I do, I look at my hands and it says stay strong, and then I have that heart to remind me of the fan support.
What have you learned most about yourself going through this process, and how to stay on the right track?
It's going to be a daily battle, and I'm not going to be perfect, but as long as I wake up in the morning and I eat my breakfast and I say, look, I'm going to eat this meal for right now, I'm going to eat for the rest of the day, I'm not going to self-harm, and I'm not going to do anything self-destructive. If I can make it through the day, I can make it. That's all that matters.